I'm about to break down a business model that nobody else is talking about right now. It's been hiding in plain sight this entire time, and it just paid me $14,892 in the last 7 days. And it's exactly how I'm able to live in this luxury apartment in Los Angeles, California at 22 years old while going on fancy dates, buying a brand new Ford Raptor, and never having to worry about bills or slaving away my life at some soul-sucking 9-to-5 job. Look, while everyone else is competing on the same oversaturated online business models, people like Dilpreet are going under the radar and quietly making $5,500 every single week because he's doing this without anyone else catching on. Jack just hit $10,000 in profit with only 93 followers on Instagram, and Ilias is even pulling in $20,000 per month all the way out from Germany. And yes, I promise you it's legal because I've personally been able to work with some of the biggest people in the online space like Nathan Nazareth and Dan Bilzerian, all through this one business model. Well, while you're being sold on the WAP clipping videos, we're making money in a way more unsaturated and up-to-date vehicle using the same exact skill sets. In this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain on why so many people are gatekeeping this model from you and show you the exact pivot you can make today to get to your first $5,000 per month consistently online. Look, crypto, dropshipping, and even SMMA, they all had their time, but while they were hot 3 to 4 years ago, the online space has evolved despite what people are still preaching about online. But luckily, with a new era in space, there is a way better and safer opportunity out there that not too many people know about. This sneaky new unsaturated business model is called content operating. Content operating is simply managing Instagram accounts for business owners and influencers. But instead of just trying to go viral, our job is to create content systems that optimize for sales to our client's business. No empty views. Look, to dumb it down, it's using ChatGPTs to create video ideas and then going and babysitting an Indian video editor to do all the hard work for you. As content operators, we have leverage because we charge on our expertise. Because once again, the big difference is that we're optimizing for the metrics that actually matter. Look, the number one thing that every creator, influencer, and business owner on social media struggles with is creating high-performing consistent content. And the number two thing is creating content that monetizes effectively. As a content operator, you solve both of these problems in one and get paid big time for doing it. And the best part is that content operators only work with premium clients. This way, you're not stuck like a headless chicken chasing average client after average client on a hamster wheel and then losing them and having to start all over again. And I'll show you how to land these premium super clients, as I like to call them, via my sniper approach by the end of this video. Because these super clients are people that respect you, always pay you what you're worth, and never leave you, so they're in it for the long term so you can actually build a real business with them. So instead of trading your time for money, you get to build leverage through concrete systems. You aren't chasing empty views, you're creating impactful content that actually drives revenue. And instead of positioning yourself as a commodity people can get from India, you become indispensable to the business owners and creators you're working with as a content operator. Alright, so by this point you have a basic understanding of how the entire business model works, but I know what you're thinking. Emil, why do people even need content operators? Well, just think of your favorite social media influencer or business. Do you seriously think people like Iman Gadji are sitting there and editing his videos by himself? Hell no, he's running his business and he just goes and pays a content expert like ourselves to go and handle the entire operation for him. And who is he more likely to trust and spend thousands of dollars on, a low-level Indian video editor or Emil, the content operator who pitches on strategy and not just chases empty views? The reason this is so powerful right now is because we're experiencing the digital gold rush on social media. Traditional advertisers are moving away from television because it turns out Instagram is a lot more lucrative because the trust factor is there. I mean, would you rather pay a conglomerate business that is spending millions of dollars on ads every single day on your favorite TV shows, or would you rather trust an influencer who seems like your best friend who you've been watching for the last 3 years in a row? So the consumer market is trending away from TV shows and going to social media, which makes our job a lot more profitable, and it's even why content operating exists and is so big in the first place. And of course, what's the number one thing business owners and influencers on Instagram need? Well, content. And they don't have enough time to go manage it themselves, and they're much more willing to pay a content expert like ourselves $5 to $10K per month to do it for them. Everyone is rushing to start selling with a personal brand, and we're the engine behind it that actually makes it run. So we get a huge piece of the pie without having to go and do the hard work ourselves. Content operators get paid a monthly fixed retainer of between $3,000 to $10,000 plus a percentage of sales the content actually generates. This way we have leverage because we aren't stuck editing for 15 hours per day making videos. Instead, we charge on our expertise and simply manage the entire process. Remember, it's our job to create a content system that actually optimizes for purchasing behaviors, so these videos aren't just generically getting views, and instead we're making our business owner or client more money so we can actually grow together as a team. Let me just give you an example. This value-based video right here made more money for my client even though it had 11 times less views than this viral video. Because the value-based video was talking specifically to a target audience of hungry buyers who felt understood, they got value from the video, and they were left wanting more. Versus the viral video, well, it was just generic empty motivation, and that was it. And now that you understand it's not all about going viral, let me walk you through my exact 6-week content operating system that people like Ilias use to make $20,000 in under 2 months as a complete beginner. Week 1, niche selection, why specialists dominate. Let me ask you guys, who gets paid more, a family doctor or a brain surgeon? The brain surgeon is an expert. He's harder to find, he has more knowledge, and ultimately he makes more money. This is why it's so important to niche down and pick a specific industry to content operate in, because now you understand the target audience and you can go and create content that actually converts at a much more effective manner. And what this does is it immediately cuts out 50% of your competition who are just generic content operators, because put yourself in your client's shoes. Would you rather have someone that knows exactly what they're doing within your chosen industry, or someone who's just generically content operating everyone in the space? When it comes to choosing a profitable niche, I always look for 3 things. Number 1, is it evergreen? It can't just be a trend like Labubus or Dogecoin. It needs to be an industry that is growing and will be here tomorrow. On top of that, there needs to be clear audience targeting. Remember, if you sell to everyone in business, you sell to no one. So choose, do you sell to men or do you sell to women? Do you sell to 18 to 24-year-old males, or do you sell to 30 to 40-year-old pregnant women, right? The more you can niche down, the better you can understand your target audience, what their pain points are, how you can make content that's relatable, and actually, once again, drives purchasing behavior. And finally, is there a product or service being sold to this target audience in your select niche? For example, it can be a fitness program, it can be lawn care services. It needs to be something where we can track, okay, the content made X amount of dollars, and this way we can actually monetize our clients' Instagram accounts and make sure we organize the entire process. And this is exactly why content operators always dominate, because unlike clippers and people running WAP communities, we're actually optimizing for the thing that matters, sales to our client's business, not empty views once again, and we know the targeting because we're an expert in our niche. And this is how you become the go-to guy in your niche, because you don't compete on price. You get known as the expert, and you therefore get paid expert prices. I personally focus on business owners selling coaching programs in the dropshipping space to English-speaking 18 to 24-year-old males. That's specific as hell, and that's why it's been working for me, like my client Nathan Nazareth. Moving on, week 2 is about building your social proof, which is AKA your online resume. In the same way 9 to 5 employers check to make sure you have a great resume, your Instagram page is exactly that in this online world. It's digital real estate, so it's within your best interest to actually optimize so you look like a professional online, so that clients can take you as a professional and pay you professional prices. You need a minimum of 9 high quality photos that raise your perceived value. These need to be natural, candid, and not manufactured posing bullshit pictures. They need to be professional, you need to actually show your face and position yourself as a content operator, not some low-level video editor. Because once again, put yourself in your client's shoes. Would you rather go and hire this guy or this guy? Regardless of their talents, you're gonna go for this guy because he looks like more of a professional and you can actually trust him because you've never met him in person, you have only his Instagram to go off of. Even more reason why WAP clipping sucks, because you never build any authority that charges premium rates in the long run. And there's really no excuses, because after I dropped out of college, I had to move in with my grandma in a remote mountain village in Bulgaria, so if I can figure out how to position myself as an expert and look credible online, then you can as well. Week 3 is about creating high converting content, prioritizing revenue over views. So we already talked about the metrics you should actually be paying attention to, but the main thing here is creating a content creation system. So I typically use this AI hook generator proven for non-generic video openings to always hook in your target audience. and then target your ideal customer base with either educational, inspirational, or relatable content and a clear call to action by the end of the video. And you don't have to reinvent the wheel here. You can literally just copy proven concepts from other industries and just adapt it to your niche. And of course, make sure to track performance so you can organize this entire process and make sure which videos are posted when, and of course, which videos are converting the most into sales for your client. And this is why week 1 niche selection is so important, because creating content that actually drives conversions is based on a deep understanding of your target audience and your niche. Moving on to week 4, which is client outreach, we're going to use the sniper method to focus on quality over quantity and land a super client. Look, I don't know about you, but instead of having 10 average clients at 1K per month, I would rather have 1 client at 10K per month, right? Because it's the same amount of money for proportionally 10 times less work. We're going to send super personalized research-based messages referencing competitors and build authority through my 2-step message sequence before actually pitching ourselves and landing the client. But in order to find these people, we're going to use what I call the burner method. Essentially, instead of having the Instagram algorithm use us, we're going to directly tell it what we want to see, so it shows us more influencers and business owners within our niche, so we can go and reach out to them in weeks 5 and 6. We're first going to look up our niche, find people within it, and then like, comment, and message them, so we signal to the Instagram algorithm, I like these people in this niche, show me more of it. And then when you scroll your For You page, you'll see more people in your exact industry that you can eventually reach out to. Our goal here is to find people between 3,000 and 50,000 followers. On top of that, we can go to YouTube and look up our niche, plus the city it's most prevalent in, and then sort by channel and find people that way as well. This prospecting system focuses on micro-influencers who actually sell something, so then we can actually create content that markets their products or services, which once again is from week 1. And of course, like always, we're going to use a DM tracker to make sure this entire process is organized so we can track everything accordingly. And unlike clipping, we're not waiting for campaign budgets to be posted so we can compete with thousands for scraps. We're instead taking initiative and showing our clients we're willing to go above and beyond to actually help them solve their problems, provide values in order to get paid a lot from them. We're not sending hundreds of generic messages that do nothing but burn bridges and lose our credibility. We're doing precision targeted deep research to make sure we can go and stand out while building authority exactly like a sniper would. Moving on to week 5, this is super easy. It's getting paid by that super client now that we've outreached them via the Instagram DMs. We will be charging on a monthly payment retainer of $3,000 to $10,000 on top of a percentage of sales the content generates. The reason this works is because now we're tied to their success. The more money they make, the more money we make. So it's a win-win scenario for everyone. We're also not replaceable like a low-level video editor. Instead, we're a content strategist because clients don't actually really care about views. Once again, they want an extra $10,000 a month to their business. And that's where content operators come into play. We're showing them we can generate predictable outcome, and we're using a payment processor like Stripe or PayPal to collect this upfront retainer at the first of every month. And then at the end of every month, we're also collecting our percentage from the sales our videos generated. This is exactly how Christian made $23,000 last month from Bulgaria, working only a couple hours per week. It's not luck, it comes down to positioning and being an authority. And finally, week 6, building the systems to scale and outsourcing the work so we have more leverage. This is all about hiring and coaching a video editor while we manage the system and the client relationship. We pay the editors based on their output, which is around $400 to $500 per month, while we focus on a content pipeline system to track the content actually making sales and driving purchasing behavior to our client's business. We're going to focus on the high-level strategy and not the hands-on editing, hence why we're even outsourcing in the first place. And this is how we're creating real wealth, because we're focusing on building a legitimate business that can scale with only a few clients and getting them the best results possible. And we aren't capped by putting our personal editing time on the line, and everybody wins. Our clients get experts to manage their content systems, and our video editors get consistent work to always make money from. Unlike clipping, we're not outsourced labor at the bottom of the value chain. And guys, I'm not just throwing out ideas or telling you what could work. This is what actually works. It's how I'm making all my money. It's how everyone else I mentioned is currently making money. And it's the #1 slept on business model that people are straight up just hiding from you. Because the few content operators that are doing it right now, they don't want any more competition. They want all the money for themselves. But I'm here to share the sauce with you guys, because this business model took me from living in a remote mountain village in Bulgaria with my grandma, driving a shit $500 car that kept breaking down on me, and having to chop wood in the winter because we had no centralized heating, to making over $200,000 by the age of 21, living in Los Angeles, California in a luxury apartment building, and working with multi-millionaires like Dan Bilzerian and Nathan Nazareth for only a couple hours per day to manage their content systems. I also have complete location and time freedom, and I never have to go back to college to be set up for some soul-sucking 9-to-5 job. But here's the reality check. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys and tell you you're gonna make your first $10,000 within the next week. Content operating requires you to actually learn the skill of creating content that converts instead of chasing shiny business models all around the internet. You have to build authority before expecting premium rates, and you have to actually learn the industries that your content's operating in and actually providing value instead of just expecting 3K handouts from clients. But if you do it properly, I promise you it is well worth your time because people inherently understand it. The best way to make money online is to do the #1 in-demand skill, content, right? It's stupid simple when you boil it down to the fundamentals, like with everything else in life. Look, right now, business owners on social media are desperate for people that understand content strategy, and they're willing to pay top dollar to content operators who actually know what the fuck they're doing. And the best part is that nobody else is talking about this right now. I guarantee if you go to YouTube and look up content operating, I'm gonna be the only person that actually has credibility that pops up. So you just learned all the aspects of what building a content operating business looks like. You know how to pick your niche, build social proof for yourself, create content that actually converts, land clients via the sniper method, and of course outsource the work to an actual video editor so you have leverage and can continue scaling your content operating business. The creator economy isn't slowing down. In fact, it's only accelerating, and right now is the best chance for you to start because people still don't know too much about this business model and you can get in early. So if you're serious about actually building a real business online instead of just watching how-to videos like SMMA and clipping that just mentally masturbate you, I'd like to help you one-on-one. So if you feel like that's you and you're ready to get results like myself, like Dopree, like Jack, or like Ilias, make sure to go click the first link down below in the description of this YouTube video to schedule a call with me and my team to see if we'd be a good fit. And anyways guys, subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.